in the name of Jesus. All our mentees, all the mentees of Dr. Stephen on the way, all over the world on the internet, some of them that are coming, Lord, hasten their steps in Jesus' name. We disperse angels of the Lord around to protect us in the name of Jesus. We bind and cast out anything called frustration, anything distractions in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for the answers prayer. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. Please, can we give a round of applause for him, please? Thank you. Thank you. So, next item is going to be introduction of special dignitaries. Some of us came all the way from Surrey, Vancouver, Langley, Richmond, and some from Toronto. And I believe we have 3 people that came from Toronto here. Thank you for coming. And the rest that came within BC, thank you. You know, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and still had to sacrifice today for us. We do appreciate that.
All right, so welcome every one of you once again to this event. And now we are moving to the next item, which is the introduction of the event. So I would ask, what do you think this event is all about? Why are you here? Why are you here? What do you think this event is all about? So basically, this event is all about Dr. Stephen Akintayo, and we are here to hear the story of a man who is determined, who through his track record has proven how much he has done, his commitment to his faith, to his personal life, and also to investment opportunities. And I'm sure that every one of us were going to leave this event transformed, renewed, and impacted. So moving on to the next agenda on our list is the audience engagement.
Thank you. Personally, I have things I want to learn from this event. As you know, Vancouver is a very cold city. It's hard to learn things about investment. It's hard to get a mentor. So in life, a mentor takes a short time of your timeline and expand it. So I personally want to learn more about how Dr. Stephen started from one properties to multiple properties. I want to learn the concept of contentment and how to step out of the fear curriculum. And also personally, I know at this end of the event, there'll be more things for other people to take back. But I'd like to ask anyone here, do you want a piece of paper to write down things you want to learn from this event? Generally, what would you like to learn from the event, please?
Well, about wealth creation, understanding the economic environment and how to utilize it.
Sorry?
About wealth creation, then understanding the economic environment and how to utilize it.
Thank you. That's very, very useful because in Vancouver it's hard to know how to create wealth down here. Or one more person to help out on what you want to learn. MC?
No, it's pretty much like you said, it's how to create wealth in the city. Because I also know that there's this preconception that sometimes you have to save a lot of money before starting to invest. But I've learned that is actually not always the case. You actually have the right information, you can actually start without necessarily having a lot to save. So I'd actually like to know more tricks in depth about that.
Thank you. That's why Dr. Stephen is here. He has a lot of secret recipe. Legal secret recipe. Okay. Nice to meet you. So we're just asking people randomly, what do they want to learn from this event? I know you sacrificed your time to be here. So do you know what you want to learn from the event?
No. Yeah, thanks. I'm looking forward to learn how to go into land banking, how to make money from it. And the other thing I want to learn from Dr. Stephen is how did he break into the US market? I'm into investment. I have quite a few property, but he has made a magic touch to the US market. That's very good. I'm very impressed. But thank you. It's what I'm looking to learn.
Thank you. I like that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Is there anybody from this side that has something to learn from?
Oh, cool.
The smile says yes.
For me, I want to be able to identify opportunities and how to take advantage of them. I'm also very interested in the US market, and I'm very curious to know how, like Dr. Stephen was able to, just like the person first said, how he was able to break into that market and how to take advantage of all the opportunities that we have around us.
Thank you very much. I do like that. Okay, everyone. Before it gets to the next stage, I'd like my colleague to give you a brief overview of Dr. Stephen and all the questions and all the concerns you have. I promise you, Dr. Stephen is going to address them one after another.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you all a man whose vision, resilience, and dedication have made him a force in the world of investment and entrepreneurship, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Through Shane's dedication, determination, and strategic thinking, he has built GTEX Global, a multinational company spanning real estate, digital marketing, investment consulting, and more. His expertise in wealth building has empowered countless individuals worldwide, making him a sought-after investment coach and mentor. Beyond business, Dr. Akintayo is a firm believer in impact, using his knowledge and resources to uplift others. With an impressive collection of books and hands-on experience, it continues to shape industries and transform lives. Join me in welcoming the remarkable Dr. Stephen Akintayo as we watch this video of him.
Stephen Akintayo is a globally renowned investment coach, real estate mogul, and philanthropist of African descent. He is the chairman of GTEX Holdings, which operates across the US, UK, Dubai, and Nigeria, with multiple subsidiaries. He is also the founder of the Stephen Akintayo Foundation, SAF. He's a member of the Forbes Business Council and a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Forbes Best of Africa Leading Investment Coach and Real Estate Mogul by Forbes Best of Africa Award, 2023. Dr. Akintayo spearheads a $200 million expansion project in the U.S., solidifying his impact in global real estate. His vision is to control 25,000 green and smart homes across 4 continents and have a real estate portfolio of $40 billion under management by 2035. Through the Stephen Akintayo Foundation, he aims to empower 1 million entrepreneurs by 2050, offering grants and mentorship to drive financial independence and sustainable development. An advocate for wealth creation education, he founded the Stephen Akintayo University. Robert Kiyosaki, John Maxwell, Brian Tracy, Grant Cardone, Ryan Serhat, Sam Adian, Les Brown, Dan Locke, and Dr. Cosmos Maduka are among the many facilitators at Stephen Akintayo University and authored 45 books, including Billionaire Habits. They are available on Amazon or visit store.stephenakintayo.com. He hosts investment chat with Rolls-Royce and other influential platforms, featuring global thought leaders. Despite humble beginnings in Maiduguri, Nigeria, Dr. Akintayo overcame adversity to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. He holds degrees in microbiology, strategic leadership, and real estate investment, and is a Harvard alumnus. Driven by social impact, he launched the Mercy Food Bank, aiming to feed 1 billion people by 2050. Dr. Akintayo loves adventures like travel, skydiving, scuba diving, hot air balloon experience, swimming and golfing, and many more adventures. He's married and blessed with children, and continues to inspire through his transformative vision, leadership, and philanthropy. To invite Dr. Stephen Akintayo for a speaking engagement, kindly visit www.stephenakintayo.com/booking or email EA@stephenakintayo.com.
Okay, welcome everyone. So I want to start by thanking all the volunteers. Good job putting this together. I love to start early. I think we had a similar experience in Toronto. And I hope Canada people are not giving me the impression that they still do African time in Canada. Right. Because when we started Toronto event too, that was how we were just few people in the room. By the time we were over, there was not enough seat to take everyone. So it means there's a culture that needs to be corrected amongst our people. But for coming early, clap for yourself, and if you can move forward and sit in the front seats. It's unfair for latecomers to come and sit in front. They don't deserve it. Alright, so please sit in front for those of you who are here. It's good to be in Vancouver. I'm really excited about Canada. It's another adventure and experience. I've been asked, am I trying to start a business here? Honestly, that's not the intention. Please sit in the first row, come forward. For me, at this moment, that is not the intention. And if you notice my trajectory, I don't expand in any country by starting business first. Every country I've expanded, I started by building relationship first. I was going to Dubai for like 3 years. I would do conferences, do meetings before we ever open our Dubai office. And I think that's also why it's easy to expand and succeed very well. I think I'm already answering the question you were asking. The same thing with US. I've been going to US since 2015, doing seminars, most of them free, spend my money, thousands of dollars. And so by the time we then say, okay, at this point there's an opportunity, let's start business in the US, it was easy. And I think it's a lesson for a lot of us who are ambitious about building businesses. Start from the place of impact. Start from the place of value. Start from the place of, what can I give? Let there be a taste. Because you would think that what people are buying from you is property. No, they're buying you. Am I making sense at all? I realized, for example, I didn't start with real estate. I started with bulk SMS and digital marketing. And even in those days, I remember people would come and buy our SMS unit, and they would tell me, I don't need this, but I've gotten so much value from you that I just feel I needed to patronize you. Right? And I will buy it, and maybe I'll need it in future. Am I making sense at all? So as an entrepreneur, that should be the mindset that I need to give value. I need to touch lives. At the end of the day, if I now put out a product, does that make sense at all? People will buy it because they've tasted, and the mindset is simple. If I can get this much value without paying this guy any money, okay? If I then pay, I think I will get a lot more value. I hope this makes sense at all. So I am of the opinion that it's important to build relationship. It's important to learn. It's important, and it's a thing our generation is struggling to understand. I remember a gentleman used a very dear friend of mine to convince me to have one of my mentors speak at his event. And truly, I sent the details to my mentor, and the reply was like, well, I'm not sure. This guy is into real estate, even though he said he wants me to speak at the conference. It's like he wants to use me to promote his real estate business, right? I then replied him, I said, well, this was the reply. However, this is what you should have done to start with. Build a relationship. Have you attended the man's seminar before, where you get to meet him, introduce yourself? He said no. So you just watch him online, and people do the same to me. And then you want him to travel all the way
to come and speak for you, what exactly is the need for him? Am I making sense at all? There's a difference if what's the need for him is loyalty. That this person has demonstrated faithfulness to me. Am I making sense at all? And I'm paying back that loyalty he's demonstrated. That's a different thing. Okay? But now you want straight up, let the man come and speak at my conference. What exactly is a need for him or her? So we must understand why I say this, and you should write it down. Poor people go to work, rich people build network. Right? Someone say, now this is not to say don't go to work. I still go to work myself. Okay? We're just talking about prioritizing, right? So poor people prioritize going to work, you know, $30 an hour. How much do they pay? $40 an hour. How much? Right? But that's the priority for poor people. What's the priority for rich people? They what? Build network. So I took 2 of the volunteers here for a dinner with a guy called Dan Locke. I don't know how many of you know him. You know Dan Locke. Are you aware he lives in this city? You are aware? Some of you are, some of you are not. Okay? But very, very great guy. I mean, if you follow him on YouTube, he has a lot of beautiful content. He's also into real estate and a couple of other businesses. And I hope they cherish that experience. Where are they? Okay, you are there, you are there. Okay, I hope they cherish that experience, because that experience also helped them understand how rich people think. Particularly when people really have gotten to the apex. Or you didn't notice that?
We
right?
did. I did.
It begins to become reverse. So what is important to you, what you even think would be a bait or a yardstick for them to do anything, is even the reason why they will now not do it. Am I making sense at all? So for example, he's saying, I've spent all these years, I started business, according to him, he said he started business very young, and he chased, and now he's built a lot of businesses. He has a lot for him, and now he just enjoyed martial arts, you know, going on vacation for 2 months straight, only work 4 days a week and 4 hours a day. Right? You know, the value just changed from chasing. Am I making sense at all? To something entirely different. I want to enjoy my life. I want to, you know, do what makes me happy and all of that. Why am I mentioning this? They could now see how such a person also invested time for inviting me for that dinner, right? I requested for it. I've hosted him before, but then picked a restaurant. You've hosted us for the dinner. But what is he doing now? Because you don't get it twisted. That he said he now does vacation and all that. Don't get it twisted. This is what he prioritized more. And don't get it twisted. He's making more money now than when he was grinding, hustling, shouting. Are we getting it now? So it's just that the priorities begin to change. Now, am I asking you not to go to work? No, don't get it twisted, please. But we're saying which one is the priority? Are we learning at all? So you see a lot of Africans, they don't prioritize going for a seminar and learning about money. Yet when you ask them, what's your biggest problem? Oh, I won't make money, I won't blow. Okay, so the question is, how then will you blow if you don't go and sit down and learn from those who have what? Blown. Because advertising said that the definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting what? A different result. Obviously, there is a method you are using that don't make sense. That's why you have not blown yet. If if that method that you use really work, you will have blown all this work. Am I making sense at all?
Yes, sir.
So there's a need to then review and say, something is wrong with my approach. I need to sit down with those who have done it and learn. And so today, I prioritize this, including in May, attending a course with Harvard University, another new course for 2 years. It's called the Founders, and Business and President and Owners Program. It's for founders, presidents, and owners. It's going to cost me $150,000. Okay? The question is, why would I want to blow $150,000?
You're going to be able to network better because you're meeting more founders.
Beautiful. You getting it?
Yeah, I said you're going to meet more founders, presidents, business owners.
You got it.
Network.
You got it. That's not an MBO. I'm not going for Harvard MBO. That's not a Harvard PhD. You see the difference? Huh? Somebody else is going to Harvard now for MBA, for the paper. You see where I'm going? Somebody else is going to Harvard for a program that allows him to meet, because I know anybody else who can afford to pay foolish enough to pay the $150,000 either is definitely not a multi-millionaire, true of us, or the father is a multi-millionaire. Either way, I have access to them. Correct?
Yeah.
Either way, he or she sits on a multi-million-dollar corporation. True of us.
True.
Right? And expanding my business in America, that's where I want to be. Next month, I'm off to another program by Grant Cardone, right? I was there last year as well. Another $25,000. Now, the $25,000 is what I paid for the class. That doesn't include my hotel, flights and all of that. What am I looking for? There's a cheaper ticket. Why am I paying the most expensive ticket? Network. Am I making sense at all? Because your wealth is a sum total of the quality of people you know. It's as simple as all this grammar and plenty English about building wealth. It all boils down to the quality of people you know. Am I making sense at all? I'll give you a practical example. For you to be an entrepreneur, let's say you're running a business, what are the critical elements of a great business? Give me critical elements. Come on, guys, talk to me.
People you know.
Okay, employees. Yes, what else? Products.
Service.
And they're the same product, service. Yeah, what else? Clients now. Right? Employee, product, service, whatever it is, and clients. What do you notice in these three things? These are the critical. Every other thing falls in. You have finance. You have an accountant under employee now who handles what? The finance department. Don't you so? Right? Every other thing falls under here. So, but what do you notice in these three elements?
Real people.
Of the entire three most critical things, two of it is still about people. So, do we agree that the greatness of the business, Apple, Google, is a function of these guys and these guys? Do you agree?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you also agree that it's a function of the quality of these guys?
Yeah.
Right? Do you also agree that how rich the company is a function of these guys too? Am I making sense at all? So I have a relationship that I work with Microsoft. And my thinking is, Microsoft, of course, we know what a Microsoft Office, isn't it? and all this other stuff. Only to be asking that question, what do you guys do? I'm a product analyst, business analyst. What product? Is it more than this Microsoft? I said, no. So apparently every day, Microsoft still builds products, right? What we call B to what? B2B. And what? B to what? G. No, B to C is the one you know. But it's not what brings the largest money. The biggest money comes from what? B2B and B2G. Because your average B2C is paying Microsoft how much for Microsoft Office? $20 a month. Right? I'm not making sense at all. Now, your average business that is asking Amazon Microsoft to design something customized for their operations is paying Microsoft how much? Millions of dollars. Average government is paying Microsoft billions. Are you aware of recently where there was a hack into a particular Microsoft hospitals, airports? Come on, I'm not making sense at all. So what is this telling you and I? Your business is only as big as the people who are either the employees or the client. So do you see again why this concept of what? Building network should have been the priority and should be the priority. The challenge, however, why we don't always prioritize is because it's uncertain. Oh, who knows what I'm talking about? So yes, I go and visit this rich man, we have dinner, and then, yeah, he gives me some gems. But, okay, give me money, something I got. You hear people say, we have been over-mentored, underfunded. Right? Plenty motivation, no capital for business. Have you heard things like that? But ultimately, what they don't understand is that we have also funded people who turn out to be nothing. In fact, if you follow me in the last 3 years, we've been giving grants. I don't know who saw it. $5,000, we're just giving people. Are you aware that only less than 10% of them I can trace to be standing as we speak? So, again, now what do you think I am blaming myself for reviewing that? Because I also needed that money. It wasn't like I have a lot I'm doing. I'm trying to raise money for my US projects. So it's not as if I have so much I just feel like dashing. No. Because people get it twisted. I don't want the volunteers to miss this. Can they bring their chairs?
They're streaming live. They're streaming live outside.
You're saying it?
Yeah, they're streaming live outside.
So are they watching it?
Yes.
They're watching it because
They're watching it live
fine.
outside.
That's fine. Because I don't want them to miss this. It's important. You don't volunteer and then you miss, what you're volunteering for. But I think 1 hour later they can even just come. So are we learning here?
Yes.
So where did I stop?
Building US projects.
Yes, but the question is, what do you think I'm blaming myself for reviewing that? Anyone?
It's monetary. I think the monetary process have been
Monetary process, okay?
grants.
Alternative for God.
No.
The vetting process.
Vetting process, that's one. What else do you think I'm looking at? Why did we have over 90% failure rate? We put our money into these people's businesses and many of them we can't say, okay, the money we give them necessarily transform them into something bigger.
It's like the talent.
Hmm?
It's like the talent that, how do you put it?
I think they didn't have enough information about what they wanted to do with the money.
Training. I'm blaming myself for saying you should have focused on training them first. Right? You can even say you must go through a 1-year program. Some of them will be consistent learning for 1 year. And as we haven't give you all this training, because we overrate money in business. That's the problem. We overrate the importance of money in business. Heavily overrated. Heavily overrated. This conference, for example, telling you this conversation about overrating. I'm told that the first bill they got for this conference, all alone, was $8,000. Right? Because of this quality of volunteers in Toronto, it eventually came down to what? 800, have it?
Toronto. I'm not sure what Toronto was.
No, for this one. It came down.
Less than 1,000.
Right? It eventually came down to less than 1,000. Am I making sense at all? Now, as an entrepreneur, if you don't understand negotiation, we will give you that seed capital or whatever. You blow the thing. Right? 6 months down the line, you blame everybody else except yourself. You blame the economy, you blame the society, you blame the clientele you have. Everybody else is the problem, but not you. Are we learning at all? So the power of training and knowledge cannot be overemphasized. But all of it still boils down to people, quality of people, quality of relationship, quality of mentorship, quality of what you know, that ultimately determines how worthy you are. Is this helpful?
Yes.
Come on, is it helpful?
Yes, it is.
Are we together now? So poor people go to work or prioritize going to work. Rich people prioritize building
network
relationship. Because they know that by building quality relationship, they will ultimately make more money at the end of the day. Long term. More money. Where I come from, they have an adage, they said, you know, when you are chasing money and then you find honor, or another word, social capital, he said, will you not stop? Because when you get the money, what will you use it to get in the first place? It's still, who is a Yoruba person who knows this idea? Please go ahead. Say it.
That's exactly what it is.
No, say it in Yoruba.
Say it in Yoruba. Tàbá ń wá owó lọ, tá a pàdé ìjì lọ́nà. The deal is done. Like you can just
finish the program.
Like tàbá ń wó lọ, tá a pàdé ìjì lọ́nà. Tàbá rówó tán, ṣé kìí ṣe yìí náà la fẹ́ fi rà? Like when you make the money, you are still going to chase honor and prestige, right?
Absolutely. Am I making sense with you? Because you are chasing money. Are you aware when you become rich, the priority will still be quality relationship? You don't understand. I have a very good friend, and this guy made money from tech, Bitcoin, all this crypto. Extremely rich. Now, I mean, what he had in asset, properties in billions of naira, and Ikoyi and all of that. But guess each time we meet, his biggest frustration that people don't know him. I'm talking about people that matter. And so sometimes, you know, he's meeting and they're just, because he's not famous or he's not known, and then you just see people just look down on him and really underrate him. You see where I'm going now? So, and that's what we're saying here. Why not just prioritize relationship to start with? That we still end up giving you both the wealth, am I making sense at all? As well as, you know, good image, good perception, social capital, and all of that. Is somebody delivered today that our approach should change?
Yes.
Go for quality relationship. build relationship, right? Sometimes I practically don't mind paying to host people at my conferences to strengthen our relationship. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And I've watched, it's now my wife now says, my husband, I understood what you were doing years ago. Because years ago, I was just going that extra mile. My wife would be like, what's wrong with my husband? This money, I know what we can use it for. Okay? But it's having to pay, and I know my husband is also a great speaker. So why pay anybody to come and speak on your platform? You're even the one making them popular. You know, she used to argue and have those conversations. But today she gets it. Because she's now seeing the benefits of those relationships down the line. Because there are people who became rich without building quality relationships, and they still fall down, and they still have crisis, and they always wonder what's the problem. You did not, I put it this way, if you are going to climb up, you must raise other people. Because when you are at the top, some people must hold you. Else you what?
Fall.
You fall. If there's nothing holding, look at this now. Right? Because nothing is holding it. But we can stack all this book up, and then this guy can have a higher height.
True.
The same thing with you and I. It is quality relationship that holds you up. I've shared stories many times, and because of doing business, I've been delivered many times from crisis just by people that I don't even know, but will tell me, you are my Oga. Years ago, I used to be your client. I used to do more customer business as my side also. And I was using your company. Right? And I don't want you to see shame. I know you're a great person. I know there must be error somewhere. Because I built the right relationship. Have we learned something today?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into the meat and greets proper. I have a couple of books here. I will just have us review it, and then I'll take questions, and then we can sign the books and take pictures, and we head home. Is that okay? Yes, sir. So I have, let me see, how many books there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 books to review. I won't be able to, I'll just talk briefly about each one and pick a lesson under each book for us to learn. And then, of course, when you buy it, you're able to read it and learn a bit more. So which one should I start with? The first book here is The ABC of American Real Estate. This called Scaling Your Business with Integrity is the latest with Dr. Cosmos Maduka, alongside this one called Becoming a Billionaire Realtor. Then we have the Global Real Estate Investment Handbook. We have Billionaire Habits for Pastors. We have the main Billionaire Habit, it was the first to come out. We have Billionaire Habits for Entrepreneurs. We have Billionaire Code. We have Maximizing Your Real Estate Investment. We have Becoming a Billionaire Land Banker. So, which one do you want me to talk about first? Billionaire Habits, Billionaire Land Banker. What else? The most recent one. What else? We are voting here. Which of the book do you want to talk about first?
Billionaire Realtor.
Billionaire Realtor, because you're a realtor. Yes, well, yeah? Huh? Billionaire Habits. What else? Billionaire Realtor, because you're a realtor.
Billionaire Habit for Pastors.
Because you're a pastor. Okay? Where else? Everybody has spoken. Billionaire Realtor and Billionaire Habits are the two major one leading. So which one should I go for?
Billionaire Habits for Entrepreneurs.
Okay, so let me start with the first. Billionaire Habits. The secret billionaires use to build wealth that poor people do not use. Now, one of the first secrets I shared in the book is what I just mentioned here, which is that poor people prioritize going to work, rich people prioritize building relationship. And a powerful code I shared in this book, let me just put it in here now, and if you can understand this code, I promise you wealth is guaranteed. And the code is very simple, right? It says HW plus HS, let me see, no, SW, HW plus SW equals to N. Can anybody guess what this code is? Mm-hmm. Okay, I have smart people in the room, right? Hard work plus smart work. No. This code is wrong. So this is HW plus SW plus N equals to B or S. So who can read it? Clap for yourself. Right? So hard work plus smart work plus what? Network equals to billions or success. Right? So when I started, this was what I started with. Don't let anybody deceive you. Hard work is important. And there's nothing wrong with it. Am I making sense, John? Hard work is what? It's important, and there is nothing wrong with working hard. There's nothing wrong with it. However, the next step is what? Smart work. And I argue to tell you that whether they call it hard or smart, work is still part of it. And who agrees with me that there's nothing about work that is lazy? Whether it is the hard one or the smart one. Work is still what? Involved. And work is still work. Okay? So, at first I ran with this. Then later, I jumped on this. But oh boy, hey, the day I added this, child, I knew what it means to be rich. I don't know that you get what I'm saying. The day I added this, I understood what the definition of wealth is about. Let me ask you a question. And we shared this, me and Dr. Cosmos shared this in this particular book. Maybe I'll talk about it later. Are you aware that even if a billionaire does not give you money, the fact that people see you together is already worth a lot of money? Are you aware?
Yes.
Am I making sense with you? So, Dr. Cosmos puts it this way. He said, if, you know, Stephen Akintai, what's your name? I need somebody volunteer. Tunde decided to come to Cos you know, Cos I don't know whether some of you are familiar with them in Nigeria. They represent Rolls Royce, Land Rover, BMW, Jaguar, all of them, right? In Nigeria. That's why they have showroom. And that if you come now to their showroom and say, can you give me the latest Rolls Royce, Colonel, and in 1 week I will pay you. What do you think will happen to this man? You two tell us, what do you think will happen to you? They will chase you out of their showroom now. Right? You go to their showroom and say, give me Rolls Royce. I'll pay you in 1 week's time. Would they not chase him out? But imagine the same person comes to their showroom and say, give me the same Rolls Royce. Right? And I will pay you back. And Dr. Stephen Akintayo is my guarantor. Or me, I put a call to Dr. Cosmos and say, I have Tunde in your showroom. He wants your colonel. I can tell you he's a man of integrity. He has the money. He just wants, one thing or the other, but he will pay next week. Can they give him the Rolls Royce? Will they give him money? Yes. So he may not be credible to the Koschari's group, but he has credible relationships. And based on the credible relationship he has, are we together now? He is able to still get the value that credibility also would have given, that he may not even have. Are we learning here? Yes. So you see why I was sharing the billionaire habit. And if you read the book, you understand how when people argue, it's difficult to be rich. If you read this book, it's my bestseller anyway. Everybody has said a lot of great things about the book. Because it just opens you up to what has been missing about building wealth in your life. It just opens you up. Which is that mix hard work plus smart work plus what? Network. And watch yourself build success for yourself. Right? But if you only just focus on the hard work and the smart work, and you don't prioritize the place of the network, okay, then you what? You frustrate your ability to build wealth. It makes sense at all. So, absolutely opportunities are there. But for those opportunities to work, you must what? Build quality relationship. Are we learning at all? Yes. So when it comes to wealth, it's very mental. It has nothing to do with, oftentimes I've seen people just think, oh, I want to be wealthy, I want to be rich. But their mind and their mentality is very much about, oh, I just need the money. I just need the money. I just need someone to patronize me. No. Start by enjoying quality relationship. So while you work hard, while you work smart, build good relationship. Right? Build good network. And I always tell people, and I shared it in the book, when building network, you need to build it across the various areas of your life, right? Family life. Okay? So you need to build, right? You need to build what? Network along what? Family life. Are we learning at all? Where in your family life, there's a lot that is being learned. Build network across what else? Huh?
Career.
Across what?
Career.
Career. Build network across what else?
Business.
Huh? Business. Build network across what else?
Friendship.
What kind of friendship?
Quality.
I would say faith. Right? Or spirituality. Right? Because some people call it mental health, whatever you want to call it. You need to, there are certain friends. How many of you have been with certain friends and you experience Zen around them? Who knows what I'm talking about, right? They're just people that the relationship just give you peace, clarity, joy. Who knows what I'm talking about? And that's just what you get from them, right? So you need to network across all this value chain. Now, there is also networking social, like the person you go play golf with, right? Of course, those of you who are Nigerian, party. Do you guys party big here? You don't party in Canada?
Not like that.
Not like that.
Not much, but
Not much.
during summer, there are a lot of fun.
There are a lot of parties. Now I see why a lot of you like to come back home. Because you miss the party, that take place in Africa. But you also need that. You need to have, network around your social life. Because you are a human being and you operate in 3 layers: spirit, soul, and what? And body. Am I making sense at all? And your soul comprises of your mind. And your social experiences are part of that. Right? Social connections, opportunity to party and have fun and have a great time. So, in building wealth, you must understand that there has to be a balance between hard work, smart work, and what? And your network. Are we together? So, for me, I started my business with $10. Right, I started my business with about $10. And in 17 years, we're at 4 continents. And what has helped for me was understanding the importance of this that you're saying. Right? And like I said, it took me a while to add this part to it, the network part. It took me a while. And looking back today, one of the things I always say to myself is, I wish I started the network part of my life early. Does this make sense at all? I wish I what? I wish I started networking early. I really wish I started networking early. Because it's a lot easier, okay, to network, to invest in networking. You guys are distracting me. What's it for? What's the code for?
The live video is going down the battery, so they are fixing it.
The what?
The live video, they need to fix the chargers.
Which live video is that?
There's phone.
My phone?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But they can use a power bank.
Yes, they don't have power, but they are fixing the charger.
I have a power bank here, so who's helping with that? I hope that will be long enough. Okay, because I love people just sitting down and too much movement. Because we're here for this, we're here to learn, isn't it? Right, so when we get distracted about, putting this, putting that, it just defeats the purpose of why we're here. So, one of the things I shared in the Billionaire Habit book is that you have to build your network across different aspects. E.g., you have a job, and I ask this simple question: what's your career goal? I want to rise to the top of my career and my place of work. Now the question is, who has risen to their top in that place that is your friend? And many of us don't even prioritize things like this, because if you do, then the person is able to tell you, these were the things I did, right, to rise to the top of my career in this organization. So I don't do anything without looking for a mentor, a friend, somebody that I can network with in that area that then makes it easy for me to what? To go further. Does that make sense at all? E.g., this meeting, for example, will have been much difficult if not for the volunteers who put it together. Right? Because I'm visiting Vancouver for the first time. Am I making sense at all? And as much as for me, I just want to network and have a great time, right? But the fact that there are people who have been following me over the years, who say, hey, we're going to put this together for you. We're going to get it, people to listen to you. We love your message. It resonates with a lot of people. Then it's made it easy. So your life gets easier. Wealth creation becomes easier when you leverage on what? Networking. Makes sense? So what is my assignment to you, and I shared it in the book, is can you make a list of 7 people in Vancouver that you want to build friendship with? Right? People who you can call role model, they represent where you want to move up to, that you are not yet out, and that you want to make a list and then you want to try and reach out to them. And I shared in the book why and how you can reach out to such people. So I'm sure somebody is thinking, well, it's easy to make the list, but the problem is, how do I convince them to be friends with me? Who is thinking that? Huh? You are?
I am.
Okay. How do I convince them to be friends with me? I've shared that also in the book. How to convince high net worth people to be your friend. Right? The first strategy is to compliment them. Everybody say compliment.
Compliment.
Most of them have social media handle. Right? They're on social media. Go follow them on social media. Comment on their article. Comment on something they're doing. Right? And if you do that consistently, you would think they are not watching because many have other people managing their social media. I think we have 4 of us who manage my social media. I'm inclusive, but we have 3 other people who manage my social media for me. But the most consistent people who comment on my page, I often go to my comments and I read the comments. And over time, there are people that I notice who are consistent, and I've reached out to my team and said, invite this person. He's been consistent on my page. Okay? So many of us want to network, connect with high network people, but we forget that if you can just be intentional about making a list of these people, complimenting them. Are we together now? Over time, what do you notice? Many of them will be willing to build relationship with you. Are we together now? So that's one of the model. Another model is gifts. Right? I had a friend who wanted to move to the international court. He wanted to work there. And so, but he wasn't from a rich family. And so he was wondering how he's going to get scholarship and all of that. And then he was given an advice and I said, who is the president of the International Criminal Court? Right? Can you go to Abeokuta in Nigeria and sew a native cloth called Adire? Mail it to her via DHL with a letter complimenting her. And this young man did that. And guess what happened? He got a letter back. The woman was like, wow, I got your mail. Thank you. How can I help you? Right? Of course, he replied, I want to be at the International Criminal Court. And that was it. So, leveraging on gifts can be helpful in building relationships with high net worth individuals. Now, the question you'll be like, but they're rich. They don't need the gifts. But can I shock you? Most people don't give them the gifts. That's the problem. Right? Most people believe because these people are rich, they don't need anything. Right? Rather, everybody wants to get from them, particularly if you're from Africa, you know what I'm talking about. Right? Everybody feels entitled to a rich man in Africa. And it's something you just do. I get hundreds of requests every day, and the requests are almost as though you are making a demand, like I'm owing you or something. Am I making sense at all?
Yes, sir.
But that's the culture, right, from Africa. Everybody just feel, hey, I need to get something from you. You're rich. But the culture of saying no, rather than asking, I want to send a gift, it helps many wealthy people to open their doors. Right? Because now they are wondering and they want to pay back and they don't like the fact that it's like they are owing you, right? And these begin to open the doors. Are we learning at all?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so what's the next book to review? Billionaire Habit for Realtors, right? So I've sold over $1 billion in terms of real estate across 4 continents. And one of the powerful secrets I shared in the book, by the way, we have a 30 days challenge for realtors, and it's free. I don't know if you're aware of this. You're aware. Have you been part of it?
No, I'm not kidding.
You're not kidding. Why? So we have a 30-day challenge. A sales challenge is to teach realtors how to sell, and it's free for the last, I think today is day 16 or day 15. You can be part of it. One of my biggest secrets to selling real estate, a couple of things. Number one, I shared, it's called, in the book, it's called social capital. Everybody say social capital.
Social capital.
Social capital. And social capital starts with what we call social proof. Okay? You need to be able to have a proof to what you're selling. Right? One of the major weaknesses that we have, particularly as people of color, is that we've been taught, and that, who knows this adage from Africa, that when your yam is ripe, what do? You cover it, isn't it? Okay? And many of us continue to grow with that mentality. As much as sometimes there are advantages to that, but there are a lot of times where you run into bigger trouble because people can't see the transparency of what you're doing. Am I making sense at all? I would have run into trouble today with my level of fame and success if I had not documented everything I've been doing in the last 17 years. So today you can Google you could see my picture, you could see what I was doing, 17 years ago, 15 years ago, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I practically